This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
A Japanese poet of the Edo period of the 17th century, Matsuo Basho is well known as a master of brief and clear haiku. His The Narrow Road to the Interior is a travel tale based on a person searching for harmony with nature. In this essay example, you will find this haiku by Matsuo Basho summary and analysis. Narrow Road to the Interior, summary. The journey impressed Basho and led to the reflection of his experience in poetry, which shows the readers a deep and beautiful world. The author uses numerous bright figures in the speech to express a profundity of the theme of relations between man and nature. The main theme of Basho's haiku is nature. The author wants to describe human efforts to find harmony with the natural world. This idea is repeated in many haiku. His tale is a travel diary of the trip through northern Japan. The complexity of the structure of The Narrow Road to the Interior emphasizes the specific manner of writing of Matsuo Basho. Another theme of his poetry is the humbleness of life. Basho teaches his students not to imitate him and be unique. A free and gentle mind is a very important issue of life and harmony. If the students strive to be like the teacher and don't want to explore their way, life will be boring and irrelevant. Travels allow being free into the things choose. This experience is extremely important for the future. Therefore, Basho chooses the way of traveling and exploration of new worlds, countries, cultures, and wonders. All these particular experiences can inspire and help to search for spiritual perception. Matsuo Basho haiku analysis. Basho uses numerous figures of speech, such as symbolism, metaphor, and allusion. For instance, the first line of The Narrow Road to the Interior describes the sun and moon as eternal voyagers and heaven and earth as universal innkeepers. The rhetorical questions are another popular approach of Basho's work. How long does happiness lose? In writing about falling snow, Basho uses only the image of snow. The readers are the picture of a man who is in the middle of his journey and starting to face beautiful nature. The snow is an allusion to his white hair that is starting to grow. Therefore, it is not just snow that covers a half-finished bridge. This bridge is a symbol of man's life. The haiku always consists of 3 lines with 17 syllables. That is why the translation of the haiku from Japanese is a complicated work. It is kind of a challenge. However, all of them represent the same vision of the beauty and eternity of nature. The falling flower in Basho's poetry symbolizes the young samurai whose sudden death impressed the author. The image of the camellia blossom moves from the beautiful tool of nature to the recognition of life's brevity. Basho never uses an image of the ground or soil for evocative allusions. Perhaps his choice is a cause of striving to show high ideals. The image of a flower is used to show the life circle and its fragility. The earth for the Basho is a vessel of pure water that maintains the old and brings new life. Obviously, the translation of the work changes the details and influences the perception. Nevertheless, the great world of Basho's poetry expresses every reader. In the 17th century, the Japanese educated elite was engaged in writing and reciting poetry as entertainment. The popular characteristics of the aristocracy were the sensitivity to nature and the ability to discuss classic works. Although Basho's family wasn't rich, the original talent helped Matsuo to find his place and to open a new way in Japanese literature. However, the structure of Basho's works is not only his inventory. The author uses the literary inheritance of the 800-year-old tradition of his country. The cultural context of Basho's poetry is the history of his native land. Besides, Basho was a supporter of Zen meditation. The approaches of Zen helped the author to create his poems within the current cultural methods. Basho's poetry can be considered the position of the world innovative. Moreover, the present haiku structure known today was created by Basho. Therefore, it is possible to call his poetry revolutionary for the genre. Conclusion. Matsuo Basho inspired not only his students but a wide range of poets as well. For instance, Yoshibuzan and Kobayashi Issa, who lived in the 17th and 18th centuries, were influenced by Basho's works. The style of Matsuo Basho's poetry doesn't change. From work to work, he uses the same theme and figures of speech that emphasize the connection of human life to nature. Basho Matsuo is one of the greatest luminaries of Asian literature. He developed the haiku into an art form that expresses the spiritual beauty of human life and the purity of nature. His travel diary, The Narrow Road to the Interior, is a great example of such a combination of the personal search for harmony within the eternity of nature. This essay on Matsuo Basho haiku analysis, The Narrow Road to the Interior as the reflection of searching for the harmony, was written and submitted by a student just like you. The Ivy Panda Samples database hosts thousands of works similar to this one, on various subjects. Visit ivypanda.com to find what you are looking for.